You don't usually get to see headlights in action before you buy a vehicle, and that's a real pity because these headlights are a powerhouse. Later in this video, I'll be giving you a very close look at how they perform on unlit highways in Northern Ontario when I take you along for a night drive with me, but for now, let's get you as up close and personal as possible with this new Grand Highlander as I can. So we've got tactile climate control. This is all going to work really easily with your gloves on. We've got these big chunky dials here, allowing us to change tactile buttons for just about everything. Nice thing about that, use of the central display screen, just about never mandatory because you've got hard tactile buttons to replace most of the functions on there. So if you're driving at night, which we'll take a look at later, it makes it really easy to turn this screen, power it off if you don't want the extra light pollution, and you've still got access to most of the functions that you're going to want. Little look here for you at the backup camera graphics in the dark. You can see nice wide angle there. So actually really nice view from this, whether it's day or night. We are using maximum brightness here just to give you an idea of how this all looks and what's lit up and what isn't. So to dim the instrument cluster, the switch is actually behind this left D-pad segment on the steering wheel. Way back there, it's illuminated. But from here in the driver's seat, where this is approximately your field of view, you can't actually see it. It is illuminated, thankfully, but you will have to get up there with your finger and kind of feel your way around for it. By the way, those two purple lights that you can see here are not visible to the naked eye, although my camera does pick them up at night. Now to turn the central screen off in some cars, very easy. We just press and hold the power button. That gives you a hard reset here. So if you want to actually turn this screen off and reduce the light pollution from that screen on a dark drive, what you've got to do is go in here, back to the main Toyota interface there, and then into settings, and then into display, screen, and display off. A nice improvement to that, I think, would be the ability to power that screen off with just maybe a 2 or 3 second press of that power button. And then to get it back on, we're going to go up and just tap it, and then tap it again there. And there it is back up. Press there for my Android Auto. And there it is. And a little look up here for you at the graphics from that digital rear camera mirror. Get right up close in there. You can see again good performance in low light and a nice wide field of view. And with it turned off here, we just press one button. And pardon the angle if I zoom in here a little bit, you'll see good solid lighting all the way through all 3 rows of seating there. And the backup camera is a little dirty there on the right. Of course, to clean that, which is pushing forward on that, and you can actually see there, you've got the little jet for the backup camera. And now I can see what's going on there. Nothing too exciting in this muddy parking lot, but those are the 2 camera angles we've got showing up there by default. We can also control this in terms of the angle that we want by tapping this button here, and turn the grid lines on and off or adjust which ones that we want to see with that one there. There is the button down here to wash the cameras as well. So we just press that and we can see that backup camera getting a nice wash. That is an excellent touch in the winter. That does actually wash this rear view camera mirror as well. The camera for that is different than the camera for this. And when we wash, it does get both of them. So we're cleaning that rear camera, mirror camera, and also the backup camera. Important to note, this is a backup camera. This is not, right? And if we don't like that rear view camera mirror, we can just flip this down and we have a conventional mirror there. But now if I can get the camera up here, right, you see how much of the view that I lose. So in regular mirror mode, you see how much of the rear view I actually have out that window. Everything else is being blocked by the interior panels of the vehicle. So when I switch that back to camera mirror mode, I've got a much wider view, much better sense of my surroundings, and no obstructions from passengers or body panels in the vehicle behind me. So let's see how this works. Hit the juice there. You gotta just push forward on the stalk. Okay, so we get the jet up there. One more. And there's another, oh boy, it's spraying. So we're gonna get the camera wet here. But if you look closely there, the camera may not pick this up, but actually the rear camera mirror camera is actually in here behind the glass. So it's just cleaned by the natural action of that rear wiper. And then down under there is another jet for the backup camera. So that's the backup camera there, and that's the rear camera mirror. And now we know how that works. So I'm in park now, and if I want to do like a circle check, I can press this view button here and watch what happens up on the screen. Right, we've stitched that image together so we can see 360 degrees around the entire vehicle. Right, and so that's using all of the exterior cameras to give me this animated sort of safety circle check. So right now we've got the rear seats folded down. We've got all this room on top of space for 4 even larger adults. This is the configuration I would be using because you've got comfortable seating for 4 adults, plenty of room, and a ton of cargo space back here. But let's pop this stuff out, put that third row up, and see how me and camera guy James fit back there. First thing to notice right here, easy step in, easy opening, big door opening here. Watch how easy, and just down into my seat, little bit of a duck there for me at 5'10". Much taller than me, you might have to duck a little bit. Once you're in, plenty of room to relax here, stretch your legs out a bit if you sit with your knees sort of wider apart like I do. Tons of room, nice padded center console tunnel here, so nice soft surface if your knees happen to be touching it. Plenty of headroom, plenty of shoulder room. Nothing in here feels cramped. I will draw your attention up here a little bit. You do lose a touch of space with the sunroof there, but at 5'10", in my comfortable seated position here, I've still got plenty of room above me in that case. All right, so now let's see how someone of my size would fit in that second row directly behind myself. Another point to draw your attention to before I step in here, like look at the size of this door opening, right? I could walk right through this as like a hallway. If I wanted to, I could probably walk right through this back seat. So hopping in, again, big door opening, plenty of headroom overhead. Close the door here. First thing that grabs you is this legroom. I've got one, almost 2 hand widths in front of me there. We can pull the seat forward or backwards. We can recline this way if we like. 2 padded slots for your smartphone on either side. 2 proper cup holders, extra storage bin here. Full rear seat climate control with heated and chilled seats. And of course the handy little storage pouches on the back of each seat. So I've got the lever pulled up down next to my left leg. And then push back on this when we want more room. And if we want to go further up, we're going to go this way, lean forward, push back on this, and it locks in place. So you are able to recline and slide the seat using just the one lever. So that seat out of the way. Push up here, there's our headrest. Push up here. Headrest on the other side if you could there, James. And as you just saw, even with this seat fully reclined, we're still able to flip and fold these third row seats up and down. So to get back there, let's say this seat is in the furthest back position. Just pull the lever, push that forward. Here's our walk-in space. First impressions, that's about twice as wide as I'm expecting. So once you're back here, you can recline these seat backs with this little lever. Much more relaxed seating position there. So here's the third row. Here's how much foot room I have. There's my pass-through, but remember the seat does push up much further than that. I'm just about out of headroom back here at 5'10", but if you're even a little shorter than me, you're gonna find this just fine. 2 massive cup holders, USB power port here. Really, as far as the third row seats go, you're gonna want your smaller passengers back here, but even if you're a full-sized adult like me, around 5'10", this actually isn't too bad. I'd still rather be sitting in the driver's seat, and if not, maybe in the second row. But if you're a 5'10" guy like me, or even smaller, I think you're gonna find this not too bad at all. All right, so here's camera guy James coming in. He's anticipating a workout. Okay. He's trying to work the folding seat.
Is that right?
Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
Good pass through there for an adult. He's about the same size as me. In you go. And so like it's a little dramatic kind of stepping in here, but once you've got everything adjusted. Okay, so let's see. If we got a child seat maybe on this seat and we're out of legroom there, then here's how much legroom I have here. So in your situation with your setup here, you've got sort of a realistic amount of legroom. You're just about out, but that would assume someone larger is sitting in front of you, right? So
yeah, like if I'm sitting in front of myself,
then that's about how much legroom you're gonna want there, meaning that's how much legroom you've got here.
like it's not bad. I'm just like, my legs are resting on this and there's a little bit of cushion. So I'm not like...
That is soft. Oh yeah, that is soft there, which is a nice touch.
So it's not bad.
So I mean, like you could definitely fit.
I don't think I want to sit here for 4 hours.
No, definitely not.
Or for running across town or something, 20 minutes, half hour, totally livable.
They say this beats walking home in the rain. So
that is true.
If I've got the setup where maybe there's a child seat in front of me or someone smaller and I can push that seat up out of the way. If that's the case, this seat is just about out of legroom, but look at how much legroom I've got back here. seat recline. So actually, you know, as third row seats go, relatively comfortable for sure.
Put my cell phone on the side there, and you and me both have a charger right there.
Oh, I got one too. Let's see. And
so you're taking care of all 6 passengers.
And I think this is like a handle to get in and out too. Would that help you get in and out?
Maybe in.
Maybe in, yeah.
That's not an Audi, that's an innie.
That's an innie.
The cup holder actually has a place for your phone.
And on top of that, so I mean,
your drinks go here and your phone goes on the side.
So from a design perspective, while we're sitting back here, this is nicely thought out. The other thing that's nicely thought out, like we saw earlier, that storage bin all the way up there, this is how you do it.
No, this is nothing.
Yeah, see, because that opening with that seat out of the way, can you put one boot in there just to show us? Like you can almost sort of walk through there with 2 feet. So.
And then see this handle is to grab.
Oh, there we go. There's our grab handle there.
See, so then I grab in, I walk right in, and I sit right down.
So even if you're, you know, smaller, mobility challenge, maybe you've had a hip or a knee replaced recently, this is going to be pretty stable for you to hop in and out of that third row. If you own one of these, let us know in the comment section below. What do you think of this stuff? How do you find the third row? So a look at the LED headlights in action coming up for you, and if you want to check out the full road test video on this machine in the daytime, as well as a fun comparison to the Dodge Durango, be sure to get subscribed to my channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted of that upload. So my first key impression was plenty of light to both culverts and tree lines, as well as the rock cuts, on this unlit 2-lane bit of old Highway 69. And the other thing we can see here is how well these LED lights engage the far-off reflectors. This stretch of highway was recently redone, and they added a lot more of these to help make driving at night safer. So as you can see in this footage, the Grand Highlander's lighting system engages those reflectors at a really good distance, which can help drivers keep their eyes up the road like they belong. Note that the lane markings are fresh on this stretch of highway, and those reflectors are brand new, so if you drive somewhere that's got roads in really good condition like this is pretty much what you can expect to see after dark. The color is notable too. Now, the camera I'm using can't see in the dark as well as you or I, but to my eye, the hot white, nearly blue color to the high beams helps add a lot of contrast to the forward scenery, and can help reduce eye fatigue by making it easier to see detail far away. Auto high beams were on the ball too, quick to respond to changing traffic, even if this particular nighttime drive was a pretty lonely one. So if you're commonly driving on highways that are lit up by other sources of light, I think you'll find plenty of confidence from this lighting system, and even if you're on a totally unlit highway like this one, there's enough power here to give you plenty of light where you need it, and I think you'll feel pretty nicely backed up by the performance.